didn't open. Thank you.
I'll just put you in this room. Hello. How are you? You know, someone really short way.
Hello. Hey, Janani,
Hello, good morning. How are you?
I come.
Yeah. We're waiting for the doctor.
Okay.
She's just gone to a different ward to do some more work, and then she's coming back.
Oh, sorry, we got delayed. We just couldn't make it in time. So.
Yeah, no worries. She's aware and she's coming back.
Okay,
so.
alright. Is there going to be anybody else? Or just the doctor?
The doctor, I think we've had feedback from care coordinator.
Alright. Who's the care coordinator?
Ward staff. Fungi.
Okay, alright. I've not had a chance to meet him, you know.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, he's been allocated quite new.
Alright.
But yeah, fungi.
Alright.
So we've had a bit of feedback from him. And yeah, then we'll discuss it with you in a little while. Alright, thank you.
Alright, no
Do
problem.
you want drinks?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Would you like a drink?
Okay.
Water?
Fine.
Yes, water.
Cold water or hot water?
Turn away.
I'll drink that.
Yes, cold
Yeah,
water.
cold water. There we go.
Delicious. Juice.
Can you get any juice?
Oh, juice, yeah, what kind?
Orange.
Okay, yeah. It doesn't look very strong. Try it and see what you think. You have a sip. I don't know if it's strong enough. Does it taste okay? Is that okay? Yeah? Or more juice? Is that okay? Okay.
D'accordo.
She was here, but she's gone to another ward because she came in and you guys didn't come early. So she's gone to do another ward round, so she'll be back when she's done with it. Okay. Do you want a drink?
Yeah, you got it.
You got a drink, okay.
दादा
जी
बैग कौन लेता है
क्या बैग है
या गले पर डालने वाला
और टिकट एक कार कुर्सी पर बैठ जाने हो
जी
और कुर्सी पर बैठ डाडी है कुर्सी पर बैठ हो
अच्छा
मैं कुर्सी पर बैठ हो Sorry, all late this morning. Sleeping. Dr. Somi, yes.
Princess?
Okay, right. I haven't met you before.
Dr. Kapoor, one of the new junior doctors on
Oh, yeah, I've not met you before, yeah.
I've just seen you on call.
Right, so how was the leave?
Oh, yeah, he was all right in himself, but we've had a lot of issues with his care.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you, but he was heavily constipated. I don't think he's had a bowel movement since he's gone out. And then on Thursday it was becoming a bit of an issue, and then I did ring up with one of the people that worked in the situation. They told me go get some, go contact the doctor and stuff. But then obviously subsequently he's had he's had a lot of he's been incontinent quite consistently. Incontinent about 4 times on a Thursday, then about 6 times on a Friday, and then he's still coming out of this bout and he's just had a lot of he's been highly constipated, and now he's been very incontinent and soiling himself. And we didn't have any he has incontinent pads, we didn't have any, so we had to use my mum's incontinent pads and stuff. So I think with regards to his mental health, that's been very stable, but as you can imagine, it is quite I think he's had.
Does he normally use any incontinence pads?
Well, I mean, he's been, as you know, doctor, he's been here for nearly 5 months now, and he's had these similar kind of incidences here as well that are recorded on record. That he becomes highly constipated, and
then when we give him what we call, it goes on the other side.
That's right, yeah. So that's similarly what's happened. So we've had these episodes over the festive period where he's been highly incontinent, and.
So what's the solution? Would you want some incontinent pads supplied when you go home? Is that what you want?
Well, no, he's already. That was his part of his care package. You see, he has a regular supply of incontinent pads. It's just that he just caught us off wind. You see, because he didn't have any the laxatives or anything as part of.
He was there on his drug card, but I struggled because I went on to have diarrhea at one point. If you remember?
Pardon?
He went on to have diarrhea at one point because of the what we call diarrhea.
Diarrhea, yeah, that's right, yes, but.
So that's why he was stopped. That was the reason why he was stopped. But we can put it back on. That's not the problem. So you can give him on and off. Don't give him regularly because.
Yeah, no, I understand, but obviously it's all to do with his diet, you see, and we've had this issue with his diet for a number of years now. That's always something that I've highlighted, that obviously if he has he needs to have an appropriate diet, which would help regulate his bowel movement, and if you give him too much junk food, then obviously as you can appreciate, that's going to have an adverse effect.
So what happens at home? Do you do cooking, or what happens at the
Well, I mean, obviously I regularly monitor what he takes. I try to give him a lot of fruits and vegetables and.
who does cooking and who provides the food?
Well, myself, yeah. So
you cook at home?
Well, sometimes, sometimes I cook at home. Sometimes we get some food from outside. We normally eat chapatis, but it's mainly fruit that he needs to have to have a regular bowel movement. If he eats too much junk food, then it's obviously going to have an effect on him. So I think it's not just it's just not one thing. It's like a whole. It needs to be a comprehensive.
It needs to be in daily diet rather than one of his. That's the main thing.
Pardon?
It needs to be in a daily diet.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, because obviously it has an adverse effect. I mean, I've noticed since he's been here, he's lost exceedingly a lot of weight as well. He said, I gave him a bath the other day, and he's very gaunt. So that's the main issue that we've had is dealing with his incontinence, and then So yeah, that's the primary.
So was that included in the last care package? Because we asking the new team to take the care pack.
Which new team?
Well, it's called TLC. You know, the care mat used to come.
Pardon?
Care mat used to come at home.
No, they didn't come at home. No.
Sorry, this is Lorna.
Yeah, a lot of yeah.
I just realised I was just waiting next door.
Care mat was the previous care team who used to come at home to take care of Talib.
No, they didn't. No, I mean, the reality is that if CareMac don't want to work with us, you know what makes me you think that they want to work with, and there's reality.
Listen, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when CareMac was involved, was the incontinence pad included in the care package?
I'm sorry, what does that mean in contract? All they came to do was change the pad.
So that was included, isn't it? Because what we're asking the new team to take the same care package.
Which new team?
Well, you know the care package we were talking about before we went on holiday? We're asking the new care team to come and help Talib and you at home to take care of Talib.
Alright.
Yeah? So this new team is going to take the same care package what the care mat used to have, and then come and visit you guys at home and adjust accordingly.
Try to understand this. It was not appropriate.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, when CareMac were coming in, they were providing an inappropriate service.
That's what I wanted to know, whether they had everything what you needed.
No, they didn't, because obviously what they were doing was, as you can appreciate, they've been coming here as well. We've had a lot of issues with the company CareMac. I've wrote out to them. They eventually were not providing appropriate services.
That's fine.
He
they're
was not
involved anymore. So that's
well, I'm sorry, doctor, but it's not a case of they're not going to be involved. We've got another person, and then we're going to end up with the same problems.
No, that's why I'm asking you what they did and what you want to be done.
Yeah,
that's why I'm asking you what you need to have.
A big question that I have when we're thinking about the care package is, what was it about the care provision that was inappropriate?
Yeah, that's a good question to ask. Yeah, that's a good question to ask. Now, obviously, what was inappropriate was that, first of all, he was on the wrong type of incontinent pads.
Okay.
All right. So I then had to intervene and get him onto the right type of incontinent pads.
Okay.
Primarily. Secondly, what was inappropriate was the fact that they were only coming in to change his incontinent pads. Mm-hmm. Now, as you can appreciate, he could go to the toilet himself. Yeah. It's only when we have these, like for example, I can tell you now, we're going to sit down, we're going to discuss a care package. Well, on Friday, he was incontinent 6 times. So does that mean care code, people are going to come in 6 times on a daily basis? Well, no, because that was a one-off. Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah. And so what happens is that often what the care staff from CareMac would come on, like let's say they were coming twice a day to change his pad, which was not necessary, which was often dry. They would tell me, we've been coming here for 6 months and we've not even experienced him having incontinence in the pads. All right. So
but that can change any day, isn't it?
Pardon?
But that can change.
But that can change every day, any day. That's correct. Yeah. So what they try to do is the only thing that they can do is they will send. So at one point I found myself that they were sending 2 care people, staff members, twice a day to change a pad that he didn't even need changing. Mm-hmm. And the only reason that they would send 2 people is because you know the slip pads, the ones that you have overnight, they actually stick on. So because Talib couldn't do that himself, all right. So that's why they were sending 2 people, all right. So they were sending 2 people to change an incontinent pad. Where I then intervened and said, well, why can't you have a pull-up pad? Thus, not even necessitating your input, all right. So that was one aspect of it, and the other aspect of it, as you can appreciate, the staff that were coming were from our local community. Mm-hmm. Some of those were our relatives and some of those were young Asian women. Now, obviously, what ultimately resulted in Talib becoming very sexually disinhibited, because obviously they're having young Asian women, you know, that he could perceive as his sisters or nieces coming to, you know, regularly change him. So that was very, very inappropriate, I thought. And as you can appreciate, because then when my sister would come over, Talib would just quite easily, you know, walk around half naked, because he would become very disinhibited, because he was thinking, well, I can't tell the difference. And so that was inappropriate as well. And then I would insist on them sending, you know, male care staff. And that was the next point. And so it was basically, I found the fact that by using an agency, what advantage is it providing Talib? It was just simply ticking a box so they can get paid. And I don't want to find myself in a similar situation. We should obviously look to benefit Talib, not to be a more of a restraint and a restriction on ourselves.
Do you want somebody to come and look after Talib or not?
Well, no, obviously we're not happy with this because we've had now several agencies and where we've been dealt with previous agencies. This is not the first time that we've had to.
The question is to that. Would you want?
No.
No, you don't want anybody
No.
to come and take care of Talib.
No.
Do you think you'll be able to take care of Talib yourself?
No, obviously we need, obviously.
What is the solution?
Well, you tell me, all right? Because that's not a solution.
Yeah.
All right, sorry to interrupt you, doctor, but the option of having care agencies coming in is not satisfactory for Talib because we've already gone down this route. The solution that you're willing to, what's your proposition that you can send another agency, and we're going to end up exactly the same. Look at what question was asked.
Yeah, because I thought that because we asked about our agency and we were talking to the agency about this because we thought there has been controversies between you and care people, and they have said the same things. So we thought this is not going to work even if we try it, and that's why we asked for a different agency. But I didn't know that you don't want anybody.
Okay, well, like I said, I'm here to discuss with you what possible solutions you can provide, but considering the conduct and behaviour of Caremark, all right, because what you have to understand is that Caremark first became involved, which you may probably not know, is in 2012. All right. At that stage, he was out on. He had previously been out on a direct payment arrangement that stopped, and so therefore I then approached a care agency myself. I think it was Ethical Care to provide agencies. The local authority came involved and said, no, we're going to put him onto Caremark. Within 3 months, they put him into a car accident. All right.
Yeah, I remember that. Telling me
Yes, so he was already involved in a car, and that was Caremark. All right. So then, obviously, subsequently, other things have been happening with regard to my dispute with
the question is, Rona, what other options are there if Shazad does not want any care package and he thinks it's...
No, I didn't say I didn't want a care package. I want you to assess what Talib's needs are because clearly previously he was assessed with a care package. All right. So look, all right. That's what's happened previously when he was in the community. You had an opportunity to assess him while he was out in the community, and what happened was he was receiving inappropriate support. Do you accept the fact that it was inappropriate support that he was receiving? That after the way I've described it to you. Yes. Yeah. All right. And then
every day, and that was not taken into consideration.
That's not taken into consideration. And simply the care staff, when they were coming in, new faces were coming in every day. As you can appreciate, it's very overwhelming for someone like, even for myself.
The question is that, can you take care of him by yourself? That's
Well,
the question.
all right. The question is, who takes care of him? I've been taking care of him for like 18 years. All right. Of course I can take care of him myself, but obviously I need a support network in place. First of all, I need you to have an appropriate care package for Talib and fully assess his needs to meet those needs. But obviously it's complicated by the fact that the local authority, as you are fully aware of, are looking to take nefarious action against me personally. On the one hand, you're telling me that can you take care of Talib? I'm thinking I'm the only one that can take care of Talib. But yet the local authority is saying, well, we don't want you, but we would like to have agencies involved. Now let's just take, for example, he's been here for 4 months, all right? Caremark have once again re-engaged Talib. Yes, that's been decided by everybody because you identified that Talib has certain needs, certain rights, which one of those is social isolation. He's been locked away in here, so somebody's made the decision, I don't know who it was, that maybe he would benefit from involvement of an agency, of Caremark staff coming in. That's been the case. So now Talib tells me that 2 people come in twice a week to see Talib to befriend him. Oh, how's that gone?
I don't know.
He didn't go out.
He didn't go out. All right. So 2 people were coming in twice a week. All right.
I think the only person who's gone out is with you.
Yes. And I think what the ultimate problem here, doctor, is that there's like an elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room is that you refuse to recognise what input I have to Talib, and you would rather prefer Talib to be involved with professionals.
The problem here, Shazad, is not very straightforward.
It's not. I agree with
It's not
you.
very straightforward. The problem is that there's a history of financial abuse from you to Talib, isn't it? And it was quite a significant to you in the current situation, especially when the of Talib's finances. So people worry, they rightly they would worry that if they leave everything to do with Talib, they will be terrible property. What we have seen that yes, Talib is probably more socially active and he's more interactive when you are around. Obviously, he probably was a bit better as long as Talib was there, but as soon as you come and see, he wants to go out, he wants to go home, and he wants to spend time with you. That's what we have seen. We were also worried when he first came in that if you're leaving Talib for another kind of abuse to happen, if you're leaving him with you or not. But Talib is making a decision saying that we want to stay with you. And this is the best way we can't deny Talib of what he wants.
That's right.
So we are respecting his decision, but also trying to find a common path here.
Okay.
So, and also taking the decision that it's very stressful for you to change the incontinence pad 6 times a day when it happens. So it's not a very nice thing, even if you're doing it for your relative, because your person is really having. And that we want to put some help in place. And I think Lorna was saying that you would mention to her that you want a care package for sure that, all right, you'll be taking care of Talib, but if you have to go somewhere, somebody can help Talib at that point, like a respite kind of care. Is that right? Yes. But for all of this, you need to have an agency in place who can provide. They cannot just suddenly just come up here from somewhere.
Okay, doctor. I mean, in our last conversation, you mentioned the issue of financial abuse, and once again, it's yourself that brought up this issue of financial abuse. Okay, so this seems to be the primary thing, the issue at play here. All right, and I would like to address this face on, because as you can appreciate, your involvement has been very, very limited, right, with regards to financial abuse. There was no financial abuse. Now, just hold on a sec. Let me explain to you. Clearly, I have now been convicted by the local authority, all right, of financial abuse, and this all stems from it. As it presently stands, you have 2 options available to you, and I've had this discussion previously in 2005. You've got one option of putting Talib into a care home. The other option is to put Talib into a community care, all right, which is obviously an agency involvement. And the third option is direct payments, where Talib would be responsible for his own finances. All those 3 options are no longer on the table, all right. Because this is the same discussion I had in 2005, where payments were being made, where direct payments were discussed. So that was where Talib would go out to the community, and we would get a care package assessment, and we would get paid money. What ultimately happened, as you can appreciate, Talib has difficulty managing his own affairs, so that was then directed to myself. All right, so that was back in 2005. All right, so therefore I was then once again made responsible for managing Talib's direct payment money. This was assessed as him needing 24 hours a week care, which was appropriate to about £410.70 a week that was being paid. All right, so that was money that was basically I was once again railroaded into managing. Now, what financial abuse happened was that, did I take this money and go on holiday somewhere? Or did I abuse it? No, I just didn't spend it because I was having problems with the agencies. The agencies, once again, as you can appreciate, are there as a business. They're there to make money. When a person's not available, they will get somebody else, and they were providing poor quality care. Just hold on. Rather than moving forward, it's a subject you brought, so I want to clearly put yourself in the loop. So that was happening in 2005, 2006. All right, and so therefore I actively try to engage all agencies. I have been around longer than most of the agencies in Bradford, right? Because I have dealt with all of these care agencies. Now, as the care agencies are governed by the local authority outside into the community, because obviously they take on the role of taking on support services for vulnerable people while they come out into the community. So when I was having difficulty with them, I was trying to engage them, they were ignoring me. Ultimately, money was coming in, direct payments money was coming in. I was the one that was providing Talib with some support. The local authority were not auditing it. That money piled up. Now, can you appreciate that direct payment money, public money, was being paid out and not being audited for 5 years?
Yeah.
All right. So that's a failure on their part. So they then, in order to reconcile that, have convicted me of defrauding that money. That was a failure on their part. But coming back to this point, Talib has asked Talib if I financially abused him. In fact, he's now being financially abused by Adalat. Alright? So you put somebody in place that's now financially abusing him. And that's another serious question that I would like to discuss with yourself, is that Talib does not have any access to any money. So while he's under my care, alright, he never had financial issues. Talib now has not had access to his own benefit money, alright, since October 2017. Alright, so this is what you created. I'm sorry, doctor, I'm not saying you personally, but I'm saying this is what you, the authorities, you accept that you work in conjunction with the local authority.
Shall I interrupt?
No, please don't interrupt me, okay? You work in conjunction with the local authorities, and I'm very disappointed that today when we're having this meeting, where is the local authority?
Shazad, is the council a civil decision, and they can
Where are they?
themselves?
Where are they?
They are not council.
Why?
They're not council because they have their own facts to make decision, and I can't really challenge
This is a multidisciplinary meeting.
What? No, it's not with the city council. No, I'm really sorry.
But I'm sorry.
But the question here is why we have sat here together here to plan
Yes.
discharge,
Yes.
and how we can facilitate that.
Yes.
So how can we facilitate that?
Well, you tell me.
Well, my plan was this, that we make the referral to TLC, which is the another care agency. They come and see you and Talib at home, assess what the situation is, what they can offer, and what you want from them, and may come to an understanding from there. And we discharge Talib on that care package. So that will support you. If you want a respite package in that, you can add that as well.
Those options are not viable. All right, they're not viable for us.
What is viable for you?
Well, I'm in a difficult situation myself, because obviously you're not the right person I need to be talking to. All right, because all you're here to do is assess Talib's mental needs. Yes. All right.
Well, his mental needs are sorted.
Yes.
I can't discharge him just because he's mentally bad.
I understand that. So the next problem is his community care needs.
Yeah.
All right. You understand, when he goes out to the community,
Yeah.
all right, it's no longer going to be that the responsibility so much of yourself is going to be of the local authority.
Yeah. But Lorna has assessed Talib's needs, isn't it? That's right. Lorna's part of the team.
Pardon?
Lorna, she's an OT. She's come and assessed Talib's needs at all.
She works for the hospital.
Yeah, but we have got OT in the community as well, so they progress on to that. That's the whole purpose.
So my role is looking at rehabilitation, looking at somebody's needs, and not just the mental health needs, but the physical health needs as well, but at home.
I mean, obviously, look, Lorna, you've come down and we've seen the situation, and I've basically explained to you that, first of all, what I would like to do is have something in writing, because ultimately what's happened is that I've fallen into this trap in the past. I've told you in 2005, when I was arguing to get Talib appropriate care support, he was discharged in 2005 for a period of 3 months without any support. They said to him, "Oh, look, we're going to discharge him today," and he was discharged for 3 months, and this is one of the reasons that they then forced direct payment on those. What ultimately happens is, doctor, that you've got to set up. Pardon?
Well, I can't really say what happened.
Well, you can't, but I can.
But what we can do is to make sure that this does not happen again. And that's
Yes,
what
that's
we're
right.
now, isn't it?
That's right. Yes.
What do you think Lorna needs in the community?
It's clear it depends kind of what needs you feel you can meet. So I know when I came to see you on the 24th of December, you said that you did feel able to meet Talib's needs yourself.
What did I say? I said it won't be sustainable.
You said that you wanted support for when you're needing to leave the house. And so what if you feel that the best option for Talib is to be living with you, and Talib is making that choice, then we need to think about how we offer you support. We don't feel that you can do that independently, so that we discharge Talib without any support at all.
Yeah, I agree with you.
When we talk about a care package, that is an agency. A care package.
No, I'm sorry. All I'm here to do is to identify what Talib's needs are.
Yeah.
First of all, that's what I would like you to do. I would like to sit down with me and identify what Talib's needs are. How you look to fulfill those needs, that's one option. All right. A care home, as we talked about, is another option. Direct payments is a third option. All right. There might be other options, but those are options once we identify what his needs are. Now, I've told you, Lorna, that he requires 24-hour care. All right, on a daily basis. You disagreed with me. You said no. Well, I think, now we're in this room, that's what I would like to identify. All I'm here to do is identify what his needs are.
Okay.
And those needs are based, and then I remember we had this discussion that you said, well, unfortunately, those needs can best be met in a care and home environment.
If
We
you
don't,
build
yeah. But
Yeah.
let's just move. I said that's not a decision for yourself to make, whether that's like how those needs are met. What are his needs? Let's just focus in on that one
Yeah,
point.
I think that's something we can agree on, isn't
Alright.
it? So in terms of Talib's needs, he's got continence care needs.
Yeah,
So thinking about using the commode
yeah,
regularly during the day or the toilet.
yeah,
So he's got the commode for a night time.
yeah,
And also kind of continence pads. So
Yeah.
that's one significant
Yeah.
need. He needs support to dress.
yeah,
He needs support to be attending to meals.
yeah.
So he's unable to go down to the kitchen and prepare his own meals or snacks or anything for himself, so he needs support with that. So they're the main areas, and I guess leaving the home as well. If he's going to leave the home, then he needs support, somebody to go with him.
That's right, yes. All right, so thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's all I wanted to identify. What are those needs, all right? Because as you say, he needs personal care. He needs care where he basically needs 24-hour care, in my opinion. Now, whether you don't like that terminology that we don't, because that's loaded with the consequences. His needs are that he needs somebody with him 24 hours, and I'll explain to you why. Just simply regarding this incontinence issues. When now he has these periodic episodes of incontinence, if he becomes incontinent, if we have an agency involved, what we're supposed to wait around while he sits in his soil pad, waiting for an agency to come around their time schedule? I think what my point here is that I would like things to be geared around Talib's needs, rather than your needs, or the authorities' needs, or the needs of what you have available. The key person here is Talib and what his needs are. If you can meet those needs, then let's look to explore that option. If you can't meet those needs, you should just be honest about it and say, look, you know what, I don't think we're going to be able to meet those needs. But the first point is that rather than railroading someone like myself or railroading Talib, because we've gone down this road of being railroaded, and it's ended up with dire consequences both to Talib, to myself and my family, because we keep being railroaded into something. All I'm asking you to do is identify what Talib's needs are. You've just listed to me what those needs are. Would you agree with me that he needs somebody with him 24 hours a day?
I think Talib can be safe.
Yeah.
So for periods of time when he's in the home watching
Yeah.
television or just kind of sitting and enjoying his time at home.
But try to understand that that's still that's still
want to say if he's there on his own, that should have it, can he there on his own?
He can mobilise safely around that
okay.
floor.
And if he fell, what would be the consequences if he fell? Would he be able to? Just hold on 1 second, doctor. No, I'm speaking to. Just 1 second. You'll have your opportunity. If he was to fall, all right, would he be able to call out for help or?
We can look, and again, this would be a social worker to prescribe
Yes,
this, but
yes.
we could look at it.
Yes,
we
yes.
can look at telecare.
Yeah, I understand.
To have an
The
alarm.
point. I'm sorry. The point is that.
What we're talking about, the help, is with you in the scene as well. We are not talking about helping Talib on his own. Because if you're talking about helping Talib on his own, I feel, I've not assessed Talib professionally, John is professional, but if Talib was supposed to stay on his own, I don't think I'd be happy to leave him on his own at home by
Thank you.
himself.
Thank you. Yes.
He will need a residential care at that point.
No, once again, doctor, just let me stop you there. Talking about his needs, he needs somebody within 24 hours, but then you also try to meet those needs with residential care. Let's just put how to meet those needs to one side. I just want you to focus in on what his needs are.
Talib,
Sure, go ahead, yeah.
Because you are contradicting yourself.
I'm not contradicting.
Wait a minute. You are saying that you can take care of him, and then you are saying that he needs 24-hour care.
Yes.
So you are yourself.
How is that a contradiction?
Because you are saying that you can take care of him.
Yes.
And you only need times when you need a bit of support.
Yes.
But then you are saying that you need 24 hours.
All right, go on. I'm not contradicting.
Now, the other thing is that if you think that he needs 24-hour care, then no community team can come and sit at home for 24 hours.
Excuse me, doctor.
Yeah.
Why are you keep on jumping to the solutions?
No.
Or community care, nursing care. No, doctor. I've explained to you. Let me clarify my contradiction.
Let me speak first.
Oh, go ahead.
You are saying 24-hour care he needs. Okay?
Do you accept that?
You said that. I'm not saying.
Let's just not move forward. Let's not move forward. Let's accept what he needs are. If it's not 24, is it 23?
No, 24-hour care he needs if you are not supporting him.
All right.
Yeah?
Okay.
Because you are very keen to take him home. Yeah?
He's keen to come home.
Yeah. No, because you, yeah.
He's keen to come home. He doesn't want to be here.
Because you agreed to support him, isn't it?
Just hold on a second, doctor. He's my brother, okay? And he's telling me, he's cried in front of me.
Listen, we don't want to divert.
All right. Let's just focus in on his care needs.
Yeah, you said if you
24-hour care.
24-hour
Yes.
care.
What do you say?
How do you think who will come and sit at home for 24 hours?
In the second, let's just wait that one side. You can come and sit for 24 hours at the house if you want to, but just to put that to one side. Let's just put that to one side, doctor. I'm asking you, what are his care needs? Are they 24 hours a day?
Norman has told you what I will say.
Are they 24 hours a day?
24 hours a day if he's on his own. Yes.
Okay, all right, that's all right.
If he's on his own.
Okay.
But you already
No,
agreed
but
that you are going to support him.
just hold on, doctor.
We are
Here,
not going to
exclude me. This is your patient.
Yes.
What are his needs? Don't include me. Don't include
It does not work
agency.
like that.
Of course it works like that.
No,
He is your patient.
He is my patient.
Yes, and to tell me what are his needs.
It
Simple
depends.
answer. No, it doesn't depend. He has needs. I'm sorry,
Then
doctor.
both of you not to go
Because you said I'm contradicting. I'm asking a simple question.
If you take care of him, then he needs to
Excluding my care,
and
including-
if he is on his
Right.
own, he needs to be care.
Look, doctor. All right, doctor.
Okay,
All right, look, doctor. Let me respond to that. Just 1 second, doctor. 1 second, doctor. I'm asking a simple question. What are his needs? It doesn't work. Of course, it works like that.
Shall I interrupt?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, we have agreed what the needs are and we've agreed along what the needs are, isn't it? And we've all
Do you
agreed-
accept that it's 24 hours?
Let me finish it first. We've all agreed that he will need 24-hour care
Thank
if we're
you.
not in the scene.
Okay.
Yeah? The question is, do you want to be in the scene? Do you
Of course I
take
want to
care
be
of
in the
it?
scene, yes.
Yeah. So if you're providing support, what kind of
Just
support you can
once,
provide?
once again, you're moving too fast forward, doctor.
No, I
You
think
are.
we
You are.
have to do that.
Just hold.
Because
Just.
we are stuck here.
We're not stuck.
We are.
You just.
You're not
Just
letting us.
in the last 30 seconds, you said we all agree that he needs 24-hour care.
Yeah. If you're not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That. Let me just underline that point.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to make. Now we can move forward.
Yeah.
All right, because what often happens is that you're rushing me to make a decision. You're saying you this or the other. Exclude me. This is your patient. His needs are, and I want to clarify that you're saying that he needs 24-hour care.
So out of the needs, what
If
we
he's
have
on his own.
identified.
Or if he's on his own, yes. All right.
Not with you.
So
Not with me.
No.
All right. Just 1 second. If he's with me, then how much does he need?
Depending upon how much you can provide him.
I can provide him with
Care
24.
package will
Okay,
will
I-
revolve around how much you can.
So you number one, you accept that he needs 24-hour care. Number two is the fact that in my absence, with my involvement, he doesn't require 24-hour care. Yes.
Because you have agreed to provide some support.
Okay.
That's what we're
There's a
talking
cost. There's a cost associated with my agreement as well, which is a cost that you don't have to. I don't want to discuss with you today. All right. But with my involvement, how much hours support does he need?
It again depends how much hours you can give.
I can give him 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Then depending upon if he is there for 24 hours and provide all the support, then what you have mentioned that he needs that, isn't it?
Okay. Well, that's progress. All right. I actually consider this progress. You've identified that he needs 24 hours care. All right. And I've agreed that I can provide him with 24 hours care.
So let's come down to the basics. Will be able to provide support with his self-control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Will be able to provide support with his food.
Yeah.
Will be able to provide him food.
Yeah.
Won't be able to go down.
Yeah.
What about incontinence? That
Yeah. Oh, who's been doing that now?
I know you're doing it now when he's on leave.
Yeah.
I'm talking about long term.
Yes.
It might be stressful.
Yeah. It's going to be stressful.
And
Yes.
what about the days when you might be recalled to prison and then he'll be on his own?
Oh well, I mean, obviously, there's not. Once again, I'm not going to be recalled to prison. All
But
right.
we don't know that, Shila, because that can happen very quickly. Last time it happened quite quickly, and we didn't
But
know.
once again, I think there's an elephant in the room. All right, and that elephant in the room is the local authority are continuing to persecute him. All right, the local authority doesn't want to do this.
I'm looking for Talib's.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what Talib does
If it
mean.
does happen,
Then obviously,
what are the available options? What we can
if
do?
I'm not available, then Talib needs once again 24 hours.
Absolutely.
All right, and how are you going to meet those 24-hour
We
needs?
need to get a care package in plan. That's
Why? At that time, yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah, at that time, yes.
Yeah.
That and obviously
So
he.
do you want any care package before that?
I thought we here to discuss a care package.
Well, we need to have the care that unless you make a referral to to the care team, we cannot just
Listen
the
to
care package.
this. Which team are you talking about?
Well, this is another team that you're talking about. This is called TLC. This is another team.
That's an agency.
It is
That's
an
not a team. Please, can you not use it as a team? That's an agency. That's an outside private
So I
agency.
don't provide care. We don't provide care.
I understand.
We an agency who provides
So
care.
please use the term agency. When you say outside team,
Yeah.
it gives me the impression that you're talking about like a multidisciplinary
If you
team.
don't even agree for us to make a referral to them, we cannot go further from here.
Well, that's fair enough. All right. The thing is that what you're suggesting is inappropriate for Talib. Yes?
And how can you be inappropriate?
How do you think it's appropriate? I've just given you loads of examples of what they're a
What were
business.
the alternatives? So you have already told your differences, and you already said that obviously you were not happy with them, isn't it? What is the option then? Who will provide the care? You give us the option, we will make a referral.
That's all you can do, innit? Make a referral. That's all you can do, isn't it?
You give us
All right. All I want you to do, I want you to put in writing that Talib requires 24-hour care. All right. That's all I want.
to give you writing a letter to you, saying that you
No. I'm sorry, but doesn't Talib have a care package? All right.
Yes.
All right. That needs to be written down and drafted, doesn't it?
Yeah, that will be
Yeah. Then you can make a referral to the council. Then you can make a referral to the council that they should look to meet those, because you're not here to fulfill those needs. You're a doctor to identify his mental health problems. You've identified that his mental health problem is mentally stable. He's ready for discharge. I'm not going around the same.
The how it works is that you agree with us to make a referral to this agency. We come in with a
excuse me.
Listen,
Oh,
we'll come with a health assessment, which means they'll identify the needs, they'll identify what they can provide, they'll identify what you need to support Talib and all these things, and then they'll put a plan in place. And then it will be your decision whether you agree with that or not. So there's no point disagreeing with us at this point and asking us for a care package, because we cannot provide a care package because we're not the carers.
I'm not asking you to provide a care package. At this stage, all I'm asking you is to identify his needs.
You have done that already.
If you identify his needs, do you think I can't make a referral? Sorry, doctor.
We will have all the things in the discharge summary.
Yeah.
That the copy goes to the GP, and if you want the copy can go to Talib as well.
Well, why would a copy not go to Talib?
It depends on how vulnerable people are and
Okay.
how the information can be used. Not everything should be sent.
Why not?
No, that's the policy.
Whose policy?
That's the trust policy.
I'm sorry, I've had a lot of issues with the trust policy, but let me just move forward, okay, right? Now, at this stage, you're telling me, look, we're happy to make a referral. Yes, I can make a referral. I have made referrals to the agencies in the past. I can make a referral to TLC. You don't have any special powers in order to make a referral or any special authority.
It's my duty to do it.
Yes.
I won't be right to just
Yes. All right.
Or just leave you on your own.
Yeah. I think the problem here, Doctor, it's not yourself and it's not the other members of your team here. There's a very crucial and important component that's missing from this meeting and this discussion, which is the council. You accept that that's a very crucial, important component who are not here, and all I need to do is I need to have that discussion with them, all right? Because obviously they have an antagonistic relationship with me, I have an antagonistic relationship with them. All I need to do is I need to go up to them and tell them these are his needs. How are you going to fulfill those needs? Because it's not you personally that's going to provide the care agency, and even when it goes out to an agency, it's not the agency.
But why did you just speak to the council if you're not very happy with that?
But this is the opportunity. Why have they not come?
I don't know. But
They have a right to come.
The way to go forward is you express your disagreement with them, and if not, then you speak to us.
Why? It's not Talib under the Mental Health Act. It's not Talib entitled to a multidisciplinary meeting, and a multidisciplinary meeting would involve the social worker. Where's the social worker?
Well, when Bali and some guy, they want to come home, you're not home.
Well, they should be here today.
Bali's a social worker, they're not working today. Some guy is
Okay, well, I think rather than I don't want to take too much of your time, doctor. All right. Obviously, we've spent a lot of time discussing things. I think I've received the results that I wanted. You've identified that he needs 24-hour care in my absence. In my absence, yes. All right. Do you agree with me that much that he needs 24-hour care in my absence? That's all I require. Moving forward, because obviously I'm sure you're busy with other things. Moving forward, I would like to request leave for Talib today, all right, for a period of extended leave for a period of 6 weeks. All right, and in the meantime, I would like to continue to engage yourself, and the next thing I would like to have a multidisciplinary meeting with the social workers where we can sit down and discuss those things, okay? Because I don't think Talib. I have not met Bali now.
So that was the plan actually, isn't it? That when I first sent Talib on leave before Christmas, the Bali and Himad would come and see you at home, but you were in Oldham.
And I'm sorry, look, once again, I think there's a discontinuity of facts here. I said because we were having care, your colleague was coming to see us on Monday, please can you rearrange for Monday? They couldn't come. That's their problem. Yes, I don't want to work. Look, doctor, I want things to work around myself and Talib's situation. And
Bali are happy to come to see you guys on Monday.
Okay.
This coming Monday. Will you be available on Monday?
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah. They'll give you a range of time.
Yeah.
If any particular time is available, I can pass it on to them.
Well, we don't want not in the morning. We want something in the afternoon.
Anytime after.
Yeah.
So I'll pass it on to them and they will see you on Monday. You can see with them. I think 6 weeks will be a bit too long for leave because they don't allow this. This is not all days that they allow 6 weeks leave. Even this kind of leave, I had to answer to the trust why I was giving this kind of long leave.
Well, trust me, I'm in contact with the chief executive of the trust as well, and I'm obviously trying to get involved with find out what's been happening in the past. Now, what's the maximum leave you can give so you can have a bit of a review then?
Sure, it's only 1 week, 2 weeks, that's it.
Well, do you not provide long-term leave?
No.
Oh, well, today then, if the maximum you can give us 2 weeks, we'll take 2 weeks leave, and we'll come back after 2 weeks, and we'll see it. Because obviously, I need some medication for Talib, all right? So we need 2 weeks medication, and obviously, we would like to review the situation, and I would like obviously to have an input from the local authority because as far as yourself, and I had a word with Lorna as well. Lorna, is that because your remit is very limited. Your remit is up to the point of occupational therapy, looking at the house equipment, and I hope that referral being made. As doctors, your remit is only to do with Talib's mental health, all right? And you've identified.
You can also say that even councillors, the remit is quite limited.
Please, let's not involve the council, okay? Let me deal with the council.
So everybody's got their own views.
Yes.
That's why people sit together to make a decision.
Together, and they're not here today.
Well, they have been here before.
But in my absence.
Bali will be here next time.
I don't think Bali's the right person I need to be speaking to.
She's a social
Well,
worker.
she's a social worker.
I know, but this is a complicated situation.
She works for the council.
Yeah, I understand, but
So we come back here in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
What time will you come back?
please can you make it in the afternoon because obviously in the morning.
No, afternoon we don't have all drums. We do it in the morning.
Well, like I said, I'm coming back in 2 weeks for a multidisciplinary meeting.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we do 10 o'clock, 10 a.m.
What's the latest you can do?
Or later that as well, because this meeting will go on. It's already 12 o'clock.
What's the latest you can do?
Because you've got the patients as well.
Well, I have my own responsibilities to go work around your son.
Yeah. Well, the latest I can do 11 o'clock.
Okay, we'll do 11 then.
Yes, 11 o'clock.
In 2 weeks' time, yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And should we make sure that while you're on the job, if needed, we can get an idea in as well. And Laura, can you come in as well?
Yeah. So let me just check.
Yeah.
So who did you say, Nadia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like Nadia. Is it Nadia Khan? Yeah. Yeah, she's the senior person in the council. Yes, I would rather deal with Nadia because obviously she is the most senior person. Yeah, because obviously it was Nadia Khan with yourself that took Talib into the care situation. It's Nadia Khan that's now trying to depose me as the nearest relative. So I think really ideally this conversation that I need to be having is with Nadia Khan because she's a very senior person in the council rather than. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the best way to move forward. Yeah. In the meantime, obviously, you can come and visit Talib in the 2 weeks to see how he's doing.
Yeah. So Monday, definitely come to see that.
Okay, all right, okay.
And then we take it from there.
Okay, man, yeah.
Would Talib let us know how it is?
पता मुझे क्या मैंने ना बल्ला के किया लक्ष्य ने बारे में चाहिए तो ये आने वाले मैं है इस बंदे की 24 घंटे की सपोर्ट चाहिए है ठीक है ये डॉक्टर ने 24 घंटे की सपोर्ट ना चाहिए जे तू ना है ठीक है जे तू है तो हाँ फिर तो मैं एक गल्ला कर लगे हूं मैंने आखा भाई इन्हें कि 6 वीकां ते असली कार पे सो अस मुड़ी से 6 वीकां में इन्हें 6 वीकां ते ना पैसे इसने 2 वीकां ते पैसे सकने सो मैं 2 वीकां ते गल गेड़ा किती है ना ते वापस मुड़ी से 2 वीकां के बारे में पता ला समय तारा तारा क्या फैसला करना चाहिए ना ठीक है ना कर लेता नहीं कि एक करने तो तैयार हैं मैं आना एक जिस कर कार पे सो
सकते खाल का डांस
हाँ मैं ही पापा मैं भी कोशिश ही करना पर जो तुम कार आए हो मैं कल्याण तो ना समझ सकना ना we could hold discharge yeah and it's understandable and it's understandable but obviously I have to explain to him that yeah ओ भी आने आपको तू छोड़ने ते तैयार है तू फिक्र ना कर तू उन्हीं रख लगे ठीक है रेखा मैं देन लगे ने मैं देखो पापा कहां देन लगे ने जे तुम तुझे कार आई गयो तो कोई ऐसी सपोर्ट लोड़ी नहीं है ना ठीक है ना पापा मैं आज तो बिशाब दर्द नहीं ना सकता होना का सुन लगी है तू कुछ फिक्र हाल करनी पैसी ना ठीक है पर तुझे करनी ना रहना पैना का ठीक है तुझे लिखा नहीं रहना पैना का मैं कोशिश कर लगे डॉक्टर भी है ठीक है ना I told him, explained to him that he doesn't need to stay here. Obviously, we came here last night because we run out of medication and he was very distraught coming back here. He's obviously very traumatized by being here. And this is some of the... I mean, I understand, doctor, that you can make a referral to another agency and that's your duty done with. There's one thing to say something on paper. I have to live with the practicalities of dealing with agencies. Now, obviously, one of the issues I've had even with CareMark, I gave a sandwich to one of the care staff and Talib didn't receive that. It's all very well saying that we would like this to happen. I have to pick up the pieces when things go wrong. And oftentimes things do go wrong.
That's why
Yeah.
I want you to
Yeah.
Can we add, do you want Monicol or lactulose?
Yes, if you can add that into the...
Which one would you prefer? Which is still the better? Because Monicol did make him go towards diarrhea. Shall we just put lactulose?
Yeah. You should have to sort of like this. Look at that.
And we put it CRS. Final period CRS. So it's still there and the weeknight just needs it.
Now, sorry doctor, you said Monday Bal's coming over because obviously we need to discuss his finances. He's got no access to any money. Now, I'm obviously having to financially support him. He should have his own access to his own money. And so these are some of the discussions I'll be having obviously with because we obviously he's gonna now my understanding is that he's got any money here as well.
I don't know. But we can check on the safe.
He told me that he's got £100 here.
Alright, well I'll check on the safe and see if there's...
Papa, कितने पैसे ने? सो हम कुछ देता से? He said, I'll give £100 because his brother came and gave him some money, see, and so he still has access to his money, so he would like his money.
Might be in the box.
I'll double check in the safe and see.
Okay, और कोई चीज़ तारीख टिकी भी है? ठीक है, okay.
Would you ask him if everything's okay at all?
Luca.
हैं? Luca इतना टिकी है? क्या नाम Luca? Yeah, he's just taking his jacket.
कार साहब की ठीक ने कार साहब की ठीक ने कार ठीक है पर आप सोना वर लुक आफ्टर करना पापा सोना वर लुक आफ्टर कर रहे
कोई किसी परेशानी नहीं वहाँ पे?
परेशानी कौन ने कोई परेशानी कोई थी नहीं या कौन नहीं हाँ
Is that okay then?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, shall we see you in 2 weeks' time?
Yep.
I'll pass it on to Chandra and Lali to see if that means there anytime after one. They'll give you a ring to tell you proper time. Is that okay?
Okay. Doctor, just one last question. I just wanted to ask you, why did you discharge my brother in July 2017?
I discharged from a mental health thing. He was not discharged from the social care. He was still involved with the social care point of view. Since he was still involved. But I discharged from mental health point of view.
But you do understand that.
He was mentally alright.
Okay.
That's what happens eventually, she said.
But the thing is that he was out in the community since 2005.
Yeah.
All right. So from 2005, he'd had the same mental state and nobody discharged him.
Yeah.
We were dealing with your colleague Dr. Penny. Is she still around?
She is.
Yeah. So he was under the care of Dr. Penny. She decided not to discharge him. I just wanted to.
Everybody goes different ways with that.
Okay.
Different ways. Some people don't discharge anybody. Some people discharge.
All right. Well, so fair enough. But I just think it's kind of interesting that he got discharged after.
And the people usually in my care, if they're stable for a good period, I just have them back to GP because all they need is to carry on taking the medications. And that's what
So that's been Talib's situation since he last left here. Now, obviously, in the meantime, you're saying that he's not accessed certain information. I have made Talib has instructed me, and I've taken instructions from Talib to make a full disclosure of his record, so I get to understand what's been happening in his absence. So, obviously, hopefully, this is the reason that I've asked for some time, because much like yourself, you're privy to all this information. A lot of information has been withheld regarding Talib's care and notes and stuff. So, I'm obviously made that request, and hopefully, I'll have an opportunity to review those before we can make a final decision.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Lovely, it was nice to meet both
Okay.
of you again.
Okay.
See you next time.
All right, that's fine then. Thank you, Talib. You take care.
Could you set them out, please, Princess? I'll take them in the room.
Pardon?
I'll take you one of the other rooms over there in the family room.
Why?
I was just checking, seeing another patient. I was just checking on the system, and the shower screen and the shower stove should be delivered by the 10th of January. And that's both these equipment, they are able to provide the shower screen as well.
Okay. Will you come collect your own room?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you both of you.
All right, thank you.
Very much for your time.
Thank you. Sorry we were late this morning. Slept in. Thank you. Now, fair up a
Yeah. You take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Take care.
Shazad.
Shazad.
Kहाँ करना है?
भाई साहब
Shazad.
Shazad
Shazad ठीक है.
मोटा का मत करो
जी?
मोटा का मत करो
मटा तो तेज रखी ना यार.
हालांकि रखना
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you.